Hi guys, I'm back. You found me, and the point of this video is to show you a little bit of WileyPlus. I'm using a new program for recording. It's called Screencast-O-Matic to see how I like it and try to limit my videos to 15 minutes or less. So at this point, I was trying to change the size of my window, but we'll figure it out. Okay, so I'm logged onto WileyPlus. You already saw that in a different video. I'm going to select lecture because there's a lot more going on in lecture. And I'm going to pull this down a little bit because I can't change anything while I'm recording. I'm still learning how to use these things. Okay, so we are in the home screen. I want to go to student view and just point out a couple features. So you have an account thing. I'm starting on the left side of your screen, and okay, it says test student. But what I want to point out here is that when you pull yourself up, please make sure your time zone is correct, because if your time zone is not correct, then all the due dates are going to be messed up. You know what? I'll pull myself up in a minute and check it out. All right, we were on the dashboard. We selected lecture, and now we're in the course mode. Oh, you can jump around on that. There's calendar view as well. Now, calendar view shows you due dates of different assignments. And for lecture and lab, I'm going to be making things due on Fridays and on Sundays. I'm a little nervous that some of you wait till the last minute, because I've kind of seen that happen in past experiences. If you wait till the last minute to work through the material, it's not going to end well for you. Okay, I'm going to take it out of student view, which means I need to move this little box. Okay, let me leave student view just so I can poke around and be a little more specific with some things. All right, so if we go to my account here, I'm going to go back, and I didn't put much other than a picture. Let's see, I think it's the settings. All right, settings is where you will find your time zone. If you need to change it because it's not Eastern time, US and Canada, you can go into edit settings over here on the right side and change it. I don't really do anything else with any of that other stuff. So if we click on calendar, you should be registered for both lecture and lab, and I'm pretty sure you can have a calendar that's blank. Unfortunately, I'm going to be doing assignments due on Fridays and Sundays for lecture and lab, so I don't know that the calendar is going to be that valuable for you, but you can make sure both courses are showing up in your WileyPlus calendar for both lecture and lab. So that's all that calendar is really about. I'm going to zip back into lecture. Now, what I was showing you before in a previous video is what's going on within the WileyPlus product. So each of these little boxes with these headers are called modules. So we have a welcome, please start here module, where there's a discussion board, and we're going to say a little bit about yourself. So first, there's just a document here. Here we go. Gives a quick little introduction, then asking you to give me some information about yourself, and then you will see you can kind of scroll through. You can go to next, and this is a discussion board where you can post replies and put questions all the time. I ask that you post questions on the discussion board so other people can see what kind of questions you have. I'm not going to walk through all of this. It's not that interesting, but it's my point is all these course documents that talk about the lecture also pertain to lab. I'm not going to double dip and put the same information in two different places, except for, of course, the syllabus and the schedule. But there's student responsibilities, there's support references. If you have accommodations, you'll need to get that on file with accessibility resources, and let me know that, once you receive the documentation, you can email that to me. Don't post that on the discussion board. All right, so the first thing we have going on is chapter 1. And what I want to point out is every chapter will start with this module at a glance file. I don't know what you call it. And it has learning objectives. So the first part will be learning objectives. Oh, shoot. I can't get that. So with the learning objectives, you want to make sure that you can answer these questions. I will be creating exams based on these learning objectives. So you have to be engaged and work the material a little bit more than just scrolling through activities. I would work through these learning objectives or my study guide questions. Okay. The next part is reading and supporting resources. So it tells you, hey, read chapter 1 of the e-text. I'll show you where to access that. And I'll be posting lectures on the material. We'll see if I'm using Screencast-O-Matic and posting them here or putting them on Moodle to be determined. And then there are other supporting activities of interactivities and animations for you to check out to support the content. Now there will be assignments and assessments. I don't know, they're kind of all the same to me. You will have concept checks in certain sections. Well, this says 1, 2, and 3 of chapter 1. There are other assignments associated with animations and power phys assignments. And then every once in a while I pop in a discussion board posting that I am looking for you to work the material a little bit. It's, just making sure you're engaged in the material. And then I guess I should have muted my phone. Lesson learned. Anyway, and then there's always going to be homework and quiz assignments. So I am going to go back to modules so that I can just walk you through the different things. All right, so like I said, chapter 1. You will have the week to do. So I would be working on this throughout the week. You will have to have some discipline of making sure that you engage yourself in the material and don't wait until the last minute to crank out a chapter. For lecture and lab, it's going to be too much to do all at once. Normally, we would be meeting 3 times a week to go over the lecture material, so you can do it on your schedule, your time. Asynchronous, so you're not required to be somewhere specific at a specific time. So I will be posting the PowerPoint associated with the chapter. I will be posting videos where I lecture you through the PowerPoint. You can look at them, you cannot look at them, that's your call. And then we get into actual module with the WileyPlus product. So there's always the e-text, and you can click on the e-text. The first time you click on the e-text, you'll have to log on because it actually jumps to a different provider called Vital Bookshelf, and it will be the textbook digitally for you to work through, read through. So you see, well, let's look at this. So this is now the e-text, and there's a home. Oh, I don't know, I guess that's a library. I don't want to go there. There's table of contents. Talks about all of the different chapters, and look, even if we're on chapter 1, there's all the sections. You can click on it, and it brings you to it. Oh my goodness, there's a little notebook. Oh, there's reactions. I don't know, I'm just looking at some of this stuff. You can even create flashcards of the product. So I am expecting you to read this. Okay, it's got diagrams, it's got all sorts of good information. And then when you're done, you jump back to the Wiley product, and let's see what else. So this is the jumping off spot. What you can't see because it's not part of my recording window is at the lower right it will say next. So you click next. Oh, hey, there's an assignment, a concept check. So I'm jumping to student view. I'm looking at question 1 and it says for question 1 you can, based on the content of reading section 1.1, you read the question, you select what you think, and you submit your answer. Now, for these, you'll see you have 3 attempts to get it right. Okay, so I wanted to just show you that, and then that gets submitted to a WileyPlus gradebook, but you're going to be using the gradebook on Moodle because WileyPlus activities are not all the activities, and the proportions aren't set up properly. All right. So if we go to next, now we're into the next section and you work through the material. So I'm going to jump back to modules. I'm not going to scroll through every single little thing. This is just an overview. So for chapter 1, there's a concept check with section 1.1. There's 1.2. There's other little things for you to poke around on. Another concept check. Now I'm looking at section 1.4, homeostasis. There's animations, there's assignments, pre-built assignments associated with animations of homeostasis, negative feedback, positive feedback. I know that's all new information for you. I will be posting lectures about that. Don't be getting nervous. This is just an overview. And then at the end, you will see homework and you will see a quiz. So you'll also see these are due on August 23rd and other parts are due on August 21st. So I'm giving you the whole week of every week to work through a chapter. Some chapters we might use more than 1 week about. And we will figure it out as we go along. All right, so this was my little overview of the modules of assignments, how to do them, and sometimes you get more than 1 attempt, sometimes you don't. Let's jump to, actually I wanted to go to lab for a quick second. Now that looks different than the way it usually looks, so you just click it again. You keep changing things. Lab looks a lot similar to lecture. There's not as much kind of preliminary stuff. You'll see there's a disease paper that you will have due by October. I'm gonna let you discover all that. And then the first lab is actually 2 exercises, exercise 1 and exercise 2. And I'm asking that you do things in order and requiring you to work through the material. There's the e-text, and then sometimes there's a little supporting videos. I'm not going to have any lectures associated with the lab part because it's pretty much the same content as the lecture part. So if you need clarification, go back to the lectures and look at that. There is going to be reviewing your knowledge, using your knowledge homework assignments, and there's going to always be a lab quiz as well. So I'll walk through that a little bit more when I see you guys on the first Friday. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask them. All right, I'm trying to keep this to 15 minutes, so I will see you later. Be well. Bye.